do not think that the era of real wars do exist these days. I believe all these are scripted wars with outcomes which are predetermined among nations. I mean, if you take an example of the Ukraine conflict right now, I mean, anybody can tell you that this is not how Russia wars. I mean, they can wrap up a war between 4 to 5 days if they want, right? So everybody understands that this is a de-dollarization war which is happening, where there is a tacit understanding between United States, Russia, India, and China that, hey, look, let's finish off EU and UK currencies, and let's keep US dollar and the BRICS currency, which is going to come up as the only two options left. So I clearly see, I mean, if United States wanted to stop de-dollarization, why would they let the destruction of its own allies in Europe right now? I mean, if you're intent on using military might to stop de-dollarization on any of the BRICS participants, say small or big, you would want your allies strong, not just economically and diplomacy wise, but also in terms of war supplies. You would want that support from them. So I see it's United States, Russia, India, and China, all four biggies, who have decided that let's finish off the allies' currencies, because that is more easier than warring each other with all our nuclear powers, all four of them. So instead of United States choosing to war with any of the nuclear powers like Russia, India, China, or some small countries in the sphere of influence of this BRICS formula which is coming up, instead of doing that, I think United States chose to finish off the allies' economies and currencies to sustain some value for the dollar, which is why I see next year you will see there will be massive economic crisis in the United States, where the United States dollar is sucking back all the reserve currency bubble from the US stock market, US bonds, US derivatives, after which it is going to suck back and kill all the private cryptos. It will also kill the UK and the EU currencies. And finally, what we will have is just the US dollar. So US dollar will suck up all these values in itself by killing all of this. And after that, once the digital dollar comes up to launch for public usage, I think some kind of a regulated collapse is what United States is working on for its economy, because the economy has to be trimmed. I don't think these valuations of the reserve currency bubble can anymore continue with this currency. So I do not see any kind of world war happening, because these days, whatever happens, you internally sabotage the nations. And if any war script has to happen, the outcomes, I believe, are already decided. Those days are gone when we used to have real wars, which would, be full attack mode and finishing off in 2-3 days kind of a thing.